we make sure everybody's
I
on?
wanna start with
Please
Melo.
wait.
I'll start
Wait,
off.
make sure everybody's on first. Wait, make sure everybody's on.
It's on. It's on.
Is it recording and the mic works?
I'll
We're
start
supposed to
off.
talk for an hour and then
I
it's
just
something
want
didn't work.
to say an
Are you
apology
sure?
to Miami Mafia for wearing this jersey, but it's for the Big O. I mean, for Oscar Robertson. I care.
All right, so it's been a long 2 years, man. Outside of the sports world as well, a lot of shit's happened around the world, but you know, I'm thankful. All of us are thankful to be here with each other, making sports videos again. I kind of miss this shit. I'm pretty sure Brian, Chris, Omar, we all miss this shit. But you know, I want to start off by saying congrats to the Bucks for winning the title. You know, even though a lot of people like downplay, even though look at this, even though a lot of people downplay their title run, you know, you gotta winning a championship is hard regardless. You know, huh?
Don't get me started. What's that?
Alright, calm down. Let's see. Look at this, bro. Hold on. Giannis put up one of the best finals performances we've ever seen in our lives. Probably the best I've ever seen. Like besides like LeBron's game or whatever. That's probably equivalent to it. Alright, calm down. We weren't watching like that.
He wasn't even watching ball.
We wasn't even watching ball in 06. Bro.
No.
Alright, but still, you know, like
Giannis had one of the greatest finals performances we've ever seen. They won the championship.
Exactly.
We could go back every year and say, what if?
What if exactly?
They won the championship.
Listen, if it wasn't for injuries, LeBron would have probably 5-6 right now.
LeBron's just sitting on 10. Stop playing. But my thing is this.
Literally, bro.
It happened. They earned it.
And
but now
exactly.
order will be restored next season.
Exactly.
Okay, congratulations, Giannis. Here we go, man. NBA free agency, right? We just lived through, you know, what they call free agency frenzy. And, yeah, let's get it started.
Look, I'm just being honest with you guys. This last 2 years, I feel like it was just like just get through it type of thing.
Yeah.
So I personally haven't paid as much attention as you guys have.
I agree.
But that's because like it was what it was. Like it was
Listen,
just
bro.
let's get through this because we have to get through this type shit.
The sports knowledge only went up through these last 2 years, bro. I'm telling you. Like,
Because you had no choice. You were at home all day.
Sports is my life, bro.
No.
Even with the pandemic, sports is fucking. I live for sports, bro. Like, you know, that's my shit. But yo, let's get straight to the Lakers, man. Oof. My boy Brian here, diehard Melo fan. You know, I'm happy because you know, realistically, Lakers should be favorites to win a title right now. Maybe the Nets, you know, it's a debate, but you know, signing Melo, trading for Westbrook, getting not the banana boat, almost fully banana boat, but you know, I feel like exactly. I feel like, you know, Melo finally playing with LeBron. You know, a lot of people have been wanting to see that for years. So Brian, how you feel about that though, man?
Dude, I feel amazing. All right. First of all, Melo performed amazingly in Portland. He did his thing. He had to prove to the league that he could still ball.
Exactly.
And that's what he did. He found his role, what he's good at. Now he's coming to the Lakers. This is his best shot at winning a ring
100%.
that he's ever had, ever.
100%.
He's playing with LeBron James,
Exactly.
AD, Russell Westbrook. Like, literally, they got to win, bro. I don't
They
see how
got it, right? They got it.
Only if injuries and shit happens, like, I don't see these dudes losing, bro.
And yeah,
There's two teams that have to win the championship this year. It's the Lakers and it's the Nets, and that's just the truth. Anything besides the championship is an extreme bust for either of them. I'll keep it simple. You know, I can talk about this all day with the Lakers and what they did in free agency. Listen, we're overcomplicating the age and the fit and the spacing and all that. I don't want to hear nothing about it, man. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook are on the same team right now. What are we doing here? They added depth, they added shooting, they added Carmelo Anthony, they brought back Dwight Howard, they got the garbage like Andre Drummond out of there. Missed me with losing Caruso.
Let me ask you something.
It's a nice
Who
piece.
do the Lakers need to win a championship on this roster? Like if somebody like if you were to say, if these 3 players stay healthy all year long, or these 4 or 5 players stay healthy, they don't need the rest of the team.
Well, I mean,
Because y'all got a lot of players.
it's hard to say
AD,
that.
obviously. Because we seen from last season, if AD's gone, LeBron's lacking motivation to even play, bro. So I think he's a key player. Yeah, I mean, he looked like he didn't even want to hoop when AD was injured and gone.
Once LeBron, listen, there's no doubt about it. It got ugly last year. LeBron, you could tell when AD got hurt, you know, LeBron just didn't have that in him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not going to sit here and make excuses for him, but the truth is he was injured. He played for 2 weeks, then boom, it was the playoffs. So when you ask that question, AD needs to stay healthy.
Yeah.
LeBron, I'm never worried about LeBron being there because when it's time to show up, he's there. Westbrook, like I said, I think Westbrook's value will be shown in the regular season, not the playoffs. So Westbrook gives LeBron and AD the ability to be healthy for when it matters most. And yeah, did the Lakers lose some defense in KCP and Caruso and stuff like that? But dude, the best addition for the Lakers this summer was the subtraction of Kyle Kuzma. Like I feel
Best
like
addition is subtraction.
I mean, if I could teach my kids anything, right? I really wish they wouldn't understand the concept of addition by subtraction. So then I could tell them the story of Kyle Kuzma, the 2021 free agency with the Lakers.
Yo, Kyle Kuzma with the Lakers is how we felt with Deion Waiters with the Heat.
I think it's even worse than that.
No, I'm saying the back and forth bipolar.
No,
emotion.
it's so. I mean, and for me, I don't even know if there was that much polarization in Kuzma. I mean, how many more times are we going to say, he's getting it? No, he's not getting it. He's 25 years old already. He's not a young kid. And he didn't he play 4 years in college? He didn't come in young. He wasn't a one and done guy. LeBron James, you have to win right now.
Well, the problem with Kuzma is he lost his dynamic duo, Lonzo Ball. He played well with Lonzo Ball.
Okay,
we know it's true.
Okay, I got it. But guess what? When LeBron James comes to your team, all these little young guys, it's time to get out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. His age wasn't at that level where he could just switch it up because LeBron's there.
And guess what, though? They still won a championship. Kuz was a pretty big reason for that in the bubble. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But once we got back to reality, we said, he could take a step forward. He just didn't. They said he started in his role. He got better defensively. He started rebounding the ball. He wouldn't be able to. He didn't hit shots at the rate he should have been. And he just doesn't fit because he's a guy that needs to go to a team like Washington. It's very similar to Brandon Ingram. They're going to go win a most improved and score 24 a night, but they'll win 35 games. Okay, he'll do that for a couple of years. Then he realizes, oh, wait, I'm not that guy. Maybe Kuz in his prime could be a number 3 option on a championship team, but that time isn't now. And people want to go talk about the Lakers, oh my God, they blew it up twice. They made fun of us trading the whole team for Anthony Davis. What happened? We won a championship. Last year we made, you would say, what do you think? Schroeder, Wesley Matthews, Trez. Those were solid moves after a team that won a championship.
Every one of LeBron's teams gets blown up every year since he left Miami.
And
so I don't know what the whole surprise with it is.
I'm
just trying to get win now players.
It's win now, yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know why people complain. This is not about longevity for the Lakers. If you're a hardcore Lakers fan, I can understand how they would be upset. It's like, for the future, who do you really have to look forward to?
Exactly.
80s might not stay the rest of his career there.
Yeah.
But
LeBron's going to retire there probably.
You know how many teams would sacrifice something? Tell me, give me LeBron James. I'll say, you have to sacrifice 10 years of future for winning a championship. Isn't the league about winning championships?
Yeah.
Right? And you only have windows for so long. Golden State window, Spurs window. You have certain windows and they close. So when you have the ability to win, and you have the best player in the game, along with the top 5 player in the game, along with Westbrook, top 20 player in the game, you have to go all in. And the Lakers did that. The Lakers won free agents. I don't want to hear anything about, oh my God, they're losers because they lost Alex Caruso. What?
No.
Please. Don't be confused.
And,
the Lakers got the biggest fish, which was Russell Westbrook. So, talk about Miami. They did well. Go ahead.
The Nets, though, I wasn't going to talk about Miami, but I'm saying the Nets, I feel like their thing isn't even injuries. Their thing is maturity. Because if one of them goes down, they might not win the championship.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Because
and all those guys only played together 4 times, maybe.
I don't want to keep hearing the same 4 names. Oh, Blake and Joe Harris and whoever else is on that team. I'm trying to hear the names are Kyrie, Harden, and KD. If one of those guys goes down, they're not winning the championship.
Right. But they only played together a handful of times, right? So their chemistry still needs to be worked on. As to what
But
the
they
Lakers,
play well.
They play well.
But
it's still got to be worked on that chemistry. Compared to the Lakers, it's very easy to make everybody work. You got the shooters, LeBron and Westbrook, kick it out to them.
I think there's going to be a lot of learning going on.
I'll say this though.
With Westbrook. Westbrook is going to be the one to have to learn. Yeah.
Westbrook maybe.
But
But facilitating and driving, that's it, bro. I don't need no pull-up jumpers. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't need that shit, bro.
the biggest question mark before the Nets, I mean, when the Nets got Harden was, wait, there's one ball, we have 3 of the greatest all-time scorers ever. How is this going to work, right? And when they were on the floor, it was like, that might be the greatest offense we've ever seen, right? But you talk about the Lakers, it's like, who better than LeBron James to say, you know what, put all this together and make it work. He does it every time. So I'm not worried about LA. There's going to be growing pains. There's going to go a month where they go like, 10-8, we're like, damn, right? There's going to go a week where they lose 3 straight, like, damn. It's going to happen. People think, it takes time. So the Nets do have, I guess you could say, a year on the Lakers, but do they? Because they were all hurt.
Well, I know how that feels because as a Heat fan, our first half of the season is always pretty shit or average. And the second half we're going
Miami also.
It's not. You can't just judge the season based off the first 5 weeks, 6 weeks. But what's it called? In terms of like the Heat and the Bucks, I don't believe in the Bucks doing a run again. I just don't believe in it. I didn't. By the way, I was the first to tell you with the Miami Heat run that went to the finals. I was like, let's see when it goes back to normal. I'm not gonna start getting celebrated and getting hype and all that shit. I'm just being honest. Because I know under the regular circumstances, when we have fans, shit ain't sweet. Shit ain't the same. Like, I get it. Yeah, they won because like they got all this rest time and like now you're playing without fans and now you're just locked into the other player, it's on the other team, this and that, blah, blah, blah. I get it. But unfortunately, basketball isn't that way. It's not all on TV. It's with the fans in the arena that affects a lot of shit. Exactly. So when they go back, Let's see what the Bucks do. Let's see what the Heat do. But I don't have faith in the Bucks. I think Miami will probably make another conference finals run. But I don't know if they'll make it.
Well, that's fair. That's fair.
That's a good point. That's a good point. But yo, you know who a lot of people are sleeping on? The Warriors. If Warriors can stay healthy next year, you better watch out. I'm telling
the
you right
Warriors
now.
are going to the Western Conference Finals.
100%.
You heard me
They
say
don't
it.
make noise again.
Bro,
Okay.
Steph, Clay, they had 2 draft picks this draft.
They have
that's
7
happening.
and 14.
Exactly.
They have Wiseman. They have Wiggins. They have
Draymond still there.
Draymond, Curry,
Wiggins
and Clay's
didn't
coming
leave.
back.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
And they got Iggy in free agency yesterday too.
and then
So
he
I
came
thought
back.
he was
That's a feel good story.
No,
I
he
would
was
have liked him in
Philly
LA.
was.
yeah, no, it is.
I would have liked him. I would not have liked him in Brooklyn. But yeah, he went back. Well, Golden State's there. Listen, Golden State. Kawhi Leonard missing probably most to all of next
Yeah,
season.
he's missing probably most of next.
It's going to take Jamal Murray
Wait,
a
why?
year to get back.
ACL.
ACL.
Kawhi?
Yeah.
Wait, I did not catch this. What happened?
He didn't
He
tear his
tore his
ACL. He
ACL.
partially tore his ACL, but still, that's.
And they're telling me
God.
9 months.
Yeah.
My sources are telling me 9 months, Omar.
Who's your sources?
Jamal Murray, when you have an injury like that, it takes a year to get back to what it used to be. So I don't know. Denver, they have the MVP. I love Jokic, but I don't know about them.
Yeah,
We
I
already
don't
saw the Lakers beat them in 5 games when they were fully healthy, and that was probably the best Nuggets team you'll see in their near future. Utah. Give me
Utah's
out of here
Utah.
with this,
Utah's
man.
gonna be Utah.
Utah's going to win 60 games. They're going to be like, oh my God, I'm going to say that the 2015 Hawks, everyone's going to laugh at me, and then the same thing's going to happen
He
again.
sucked.
They lost to a Clippers team without Kawhi Leonard.
Mhm.
Phoenix, listen, they're a first-round exit last season if the Lakers are healthy. Phoenix is a second-round exit in a normal year, so I'm not really big on Phoenix either. They had a Cinderella story run that was cut short.
I feel like the only team that has a legit chance in a 7-game series, like out of all the teams in the West, is definitely the Warriors if they can stay healthy.
No
You
question.
know, the shooting they have with Steph, Clay. I don't think Clay's gonna be like the same player he used to be.
He's not.
He's not like defensively definitely not gonna be the same. 2 ACL tears, no 1 ACL tear and 1
One
Achilles
Achilles.
tear. Yeah, so his shooting's still gonna be there. I don't think he lost his shooting touch. It's just my personal opinion. But Steph, Draymond, I think they're gonna do their job. I think they're gonna finish number 1 in the West. To be honest
Well,
with
it's
you,
very possible.
because I feel like LeBron and AD and Melo, all these guys, I think they're gonna miss a couple games next season.
The 82 games for
So-
the season for the Lakers just get
What
chemistry.
about the Nuggets?
Nuggets,
rhythm.
nah, I don't. I think Nuggets probably 3-4. The Clippers don't have Kawhi for most of the season, so they're probably gonna finish in the 6-7 range.
Now,
so we'll see what happens.
If Dallas could have got Luka, a real number 2,
Mhm.
that's a guy that I can say,
Yeah,
we're in trouble now.
yeah.
Because Luka, what he was able to do by himself versus the Clippers, he took a healthy Clippers team 7 games by himself is remarkable. Luka is
Luka's
the next
he's
Luka.
different.
Don't hit me with as great as Zion is, as great as Trae Young is, Tatum, all these guys. Luka is that guy. Luka is a top 7 basketball player in the world right now.
Mhm.
Okay, I don't want to hear nothing about he's not. Give the man the keys to a franchise. He is so reminiscent of a young LeBron James. It's ridiculous. Their games are not the same, but his ability to lead
What are you
a team,
talking about?
his ability to lead a team
Nah,
and
Luka,
make
yeah.
all these guys better.
Oh.
Dude, Porzingis is a 7-foot waste of space. Okay, this
Good
man had
man.
Tim Hardaway
To think,
Jr.
yo.
25. It was unbelievable what he did against a team who I heard. Wait, remember when the Clippers got PG Klein? I heard, how are you going to score on them? And then they blew a 3-1 lead in the bubble, and you scored 120 on their head every game. How you remember Beverly, Trez? I used to, this is a prime. They're talking about Paul George is like Scottie Pippen, Jordan's Kawhi. What? Dude, they got 120 racked on their head every game. Luka tore them apart. Kawhi had not for him. PG had not for him. They couldn't stop him. This dude is a baby. He's not even groomed yet.
He's a special talent. man.
So
He's
Luka,
generational.
if anybody's going to take the keys from who's the best player and who's the next face, it's Luka Doncic. It's nobody else. It's not Giannis.
I
hate
need to
tell
ask y'all a
you.
question. Right? So
It could
obviously,
be, but we'll see.
obviously, people were having problems with the Golden State Warriors super team with LeBron and Kyrie or whoever they called that a super team, or what other super teams were there in the last couple of years? Not really duos. There was a bunch of duos.
I hate to tell you, there's
The
only been one
the Clippers
Super Team in
was-
the last 10 years. It's been one.
It's the
Yeah,
worst.
it's Golden
It
State
was
Warriors.
Warriors, but that I did, I'm just saying, like, yo, at this point, like, why are we still complaining about that? Like, yes, at that point we could have because it was like, oh, KD and Steph and Clay and Draymond and so and so. Yeah, I get it, but like, do y'all know? Like, we have like a whole new generation of 15 players that, like, besides them, right? Like, y'all can still be entertained outside of LeBron and KD and Kyrie. Like, I'm just saying.
Nah,
like,
you have a
why
good
are we
point.
complaining?
You have a good point.
I want to watch Melo play with LeBron.
Yeah.
I want to watch KD play with Kyrie because they're cool. I want to watch Harden win a ring, bro.
It's hella entertaining and it's still competitive. Like people are saying, there's no competitiveness anymore, but it's like every team
It's
is
still
pretty solid.
John
right now,
Morant, Devin Booker,
Yeah.
Jason Tatum, Bam Adebayo.
Listen,
Who else?
bro, people are just gonna find a way to change the narrative every time. That's what people do, and it's mainly because of social media. Social media, just Twitter. Like, yo, don't even get me started on Twitter.
Well, I'll say this about the Super Team. As fans, we want two things, right? We want to watch greatness and we want parity. Okay. But the counter to that is this: we also want to see great players on the biggest stage, right? And there's a lot of great players who are on mediocre teams who you don't get to see at that stage.
I understand, but you just saw Devin Booker do that with Chris Paul.
But that was also a very weird year last year. You don't even see that.
I understand, but it's possible, right?
It's nothing impossible.
Jason
I'll say
Tatum
that.
is possible to go back to the conference finals.
Not a chance.
No,
It's
not
possible.
chance.
Not now, not this year.
not
I didn't say this year. I didn't say this year.
In the
I'm just saying,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
but LeBron's not gonna be gone after this year, so that's what I'm saying. In maybe
LeBron ain't going
2
anywhere
years
anytime soon.
or 3 years.
No.
Like we're gonna see them. Like
So-
the Knicks, bro. The Knicks have a playoff run pending.
As much as people say that super teams are bad for the NBA, I argue totally against that. Because remember when Golden State created? What
We're
did
only
we do?
arguing against the context of time.
What
That's
did we
all
do
I'm
when Golden State had the super team? If you weren't a Warriors fan, we were rooting for them to fail, right? We wanted to see them fail.
arguing. Not me.
Same thing. Same thing when LeBron went to Miami. If you weren't a LeBron fan or Heat fan, you wanted them to fail. And they did fail. Everyone was so happy about it, right? So, as much as we talk about it, but now in the NBA, what do we have here, right? Remember a couple of years ago, I was like, the NBA is creating a Lakers-Knicks thing. I was wrong. It wasn't Knicks. It was Nets because they decided to go to the Nets instead of New York. Not stupid. Who wants to go to the Knicks? Just kidding. Okay. My thing is this, though. Now we have two teams that
He's waiting to go off.
we can talk about two teams on level playing field. We're like, damn. If you're an NBA fan, right, and you know that your Ja Morant and Memphis Grizzlies are not going to the finals, when they get out, you're like, all right. We all want to see Lakers Nets, and you're lying to yourself if you don't.
No, I'm not. I'm saying I do.
So when you have a super team that has, and there's another one, wait, we want that.
Right.
If there's one team that's so superior to
making my
everybody
point,
else, then we're gonna be like, damn,
Yeah.
bro,
No,
this is
arguing
not
this.
fair.
Yeah.
Because as much as we want to say it, it's the argument when KD says 17 finals was entertaining and that it was parity. There was no parity in the 17 finals. As LeBron and they didn't know that was the greatest team ever assembled right there. Until you could argue Brooklyn, whatever they end up doing. But my question is, my answer is, I don't believe that super teams are bad for the NBA. As much as fans are never happy. If you notice that,
Yeah.
when we want one thing, we get it. We're
They'll
not
always
happy.
complain.
So
Let me tell you something about this next generation. All it takes is another 2-3 years for them to start making their own runs. And the old heads that you're talking about right now, they're still going to be here. KD's not leaving in 2 years.
he just signed a
Kyrie's not
4-year
leaving
deal
in 2 years.
yesterday.
Harden's not leaving in 2 years.
No.
So you're going to see a competitive league in just a couple years.
The young players
Lot
are
of
only
time.
getting better. The
Yeah.
young players are
And they're loyal.
Zion,
They're loyal.
Giannis.
It could be to a fault, but I'm not going to
Yeah.
that. His Dame
They're
Lillard's
still
still
stuck on
stuck
those
in.
contracts.
Yo,
So
Porzingis got to be one of the biggest disappointments in this year.
I'm so happy we got rid of his bum ass.
Yeah,
No,
he's-
bro, I was
so
upset that
I feel
he-
bad for Luka, bro. Forget.
Right.
He thought he was gonna get a number 2 option finally for the first
I
time.
thought
in
he
his
was gonna
career.
get a
Yeah,
number 2 option.
everyone thought he was gonna get a number 2
I
option.
actually thought Porzingis' career would be revived in Dallas.
Talking about super teams, now go ahead.
No.
Talking about super teams, you can't. People are saying this Lakers team, this new
Say
Lakers
it,
team
man,
is
say
not.
it,
It's
say
not
it.
a
Oh,
super
yeah, let
team.
him know.
Let him know.
Listen. 2 years ago, people were saying Melo's washed,
Exactly.
and listen, there's 30 teams in the NBA. All 30 teams didn't want to give him an opportunity until like 7 months later. Portland, will sign him.
He was out of the year, a year and a half.
Exactly. They signed him. He did his shit. That's good. But now he comes to the Lakers. He plays with LeBron. You can't just say that's a super team. Same thing with Westbrook. Westbrook's inefficient.
Stat pattern. Doesn't impact winning.
Exactly.
But we know what this is about.
This-
Let's
you
let the
can't change
elephant out of
the
the room, man. Let's let it out of the backyard. It's about LeBron, man.
It is.
Anything to diminish LeBron
It
is what
is.
we'll
No,
do.
you're right. It is.
Melo was out of the league, Brian, right? He started his role in Portland, he did his job. Now he's LeBron's teammate. Now all of a sudden we're talking about 2013 Melo.
I just
Okay.
can't believe people are making it a big deal. Like y'all will all say Melo was washed. I'm the old. I was
And
like,
you're a Melo guy. You're a Melo guy.
All Melo fans should be happy right now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
This
saying?
is a legit chance to win a championship. I believe so. Forget Melo too and Westbrook. Westbrook is the hardest working player probably in the league. He hustles on every play, defensively, offensively. So it's gonna be good if him and Melo can win the championship together.
All I heard
Hopefully
about
they do.
Dwight Howard before he went with
Yeah,
his
they
second stint with the Lakers, he was with the Kobe Lakers and he left. He jumped around to Atlanta, Charlotte, all this. He ends up with the Lakers again. LeBron revives his career, and he should have never left last year. I don't know how that happened. He signed with the Lakers and then he ended up going to Philly.
He took a vacation.
He called it a vacation yesterday, but he's back. I mean, do we remember what we were saying about Dwight Howard before he went to the Lakers 2 years ago? We were making fun of this guy.
Yeah.
He was having scandals. Like he was having
Those scandals are wild.
wild.
I still think about that shit.
So-
To this day.
Now he's all of a sudden like,
Oh,
We're
Nigga
talking
was
about
dating a
Hall
whole
of
guy. was dating a whole guy.
I wasn't trying to go there. I
Yo.
wasn't trying to go there.
Fuck it, bro. That's it.
But this is what I'm talking about. And now we're talking about Westbrook, a guy who's gotten slandered.
Man.
Westbrook is getting slandered since 2012.
Yeah.
Since the finals versus Miami.
Mhm.
Talking about he can't winning, you can't win with him. KD could not win with him. So he said, you know what, I can't win with you. Let me go beat the team that team that just beat us.
But that was a chemistry problem. I don't think it was a player.
I don't care what it was. I know is KD cannot win with him.
Okay.
But you know who could win with him? If anybody in league history could win with Russell Westbrook, it's LeBron James. Okay? And so we talk about Westbrook. AD.
I'm kidding.
Y'all make fun of AD. You guys tell me AD is made of glass. Well, I say that as well. Made of glass.
Oh,
he's
he is.
injured. He has the healthy. That's all fair. So how were the Lakers a super team? I really want to know.
No, that's
Is
the
it
net.
because of Kendrick Nunn? Is it because of Malik Monk?
It might be.
No, those are great
Ken
pieces.
Bazemore.
Those are great
Backcourt.
pieces. Ken Bazemore was getting made fun of in the playing game against the Lakers. What are we doing here, man? You only call it a super team because LeBron James is there. We want to diminish what he does.
No, he's right.
When
Like,
LeBron wins this
100%.
championship with this squad of guys, gets Melo his first, gets Westbrook his first, gets Dwight his second, and brings a bunch of these guys who are these guys aren't young. Wayne Ellington in his 30s.
These
Trevor
are
Ariza has won. He won with Kobe, but he's
You
back.
know, guys like Wayne Ellington, age don't really matter. He's gonna shoot until his legs fall off.
My thing is, guys, we never got to see them shoot on the stage like this. LeBron's gonna get them there, and we'll be able to see what they're really made of. And listen, there's one super team in the NBA, and it's the Brooklyn Nets. Why? There's three guys in their prime of their
I
careers.
could argue you're a super team very, very much. Russell Westbrook is not out of his prime yet. Bron is maybe past his prime, but he's still top level.
You can
Anthony
make
Davis, because of his injuries, we'd be saying, yo,
Well, I'm not.
greatest power forward ever.
What I'm saying is, what everyone was making fun of and saying all these things. So if that's all true,
But they were saying
how
about,
is this a super team?
But they were saying about the players before Lakers. They were saying about Russell in OKC. They were saying about.
They were saying about Westbrook last year.
What?
Yeah.
They were saying about Westbrook last year. They were
Okay,
talking
he
about.
wasn't on the Lakers roster.
But he was. I don't care. I'm talking about individual players.
Okay, but they were saying that as they were individuals. When you go play with LeBron,
Okay, you can call
you become a better player.
I have no issue with calling a big three. We don't know what the definition of a super team is.
Oh my God.
We don't.
The
They change
Nets.
it every day.
Hold on, bro. The Nets are three players:
Spicy.
Harden,
Spicy.
Kyrie, and KD.
They're
You
not
said
just
they're a
any
super
three
team.
players. They're
You
not
said they're a super
Are
team.
they? They're not just any three players. Wait, those are the three.
Blake Griffin is the equivalent to Melo on the Lakers.
I didn't bring up Blake Griffin.
Okay, so what super team is three, right? So why aren't the Lakers
Who
super
said
team?
that though?
You just said that. What do you mean?
Wait. Those three players aren't just any three players.
Oh my God.
He's talking about Kyrie, Harden, and
Okay,
KD,
so
okay?
AD,
Those are the
so
three
AD and Russ
greatest
are just any
offensive
other
pure
players.
scorers we've ever seen.
Okay, I understand that.
What's
But
going on?
AD is elite. Russell Westbrook is elite.
When healthy, yes.
Okay, so when healthy, Kyrie's elite. I can say the same exact thing to him.
Harry, yeah, but that was a freak injury.
Okay, so if you're saying the Nets as a big three are a super team, the Lakers are also a super team.
But if what everyone else said was true, I'm not arguing.
Listen, the point is they change the narrative every
change
time,
the
and then when they team up with LeBron, the narrative is they're super team. You have to be consistent. In
If
your
Melo
argument,
was
bro,
out
you
the
know?
league 2
It's
years
not-
ago, Melo,
exactly.
this and
But
that, you
guys,
can't play
they
ball.
weren't on the same team, so they're not gonna say those guys were good until like, oh, the projection is, oh, we're
No,
playing
you
with
have a
LeBron.
point.
All right,
You have a
the
good point.
projection is that's the projection. The projection is no,
All
now they're
I'm
super team.
arguing is this. We're saying this. People are saying this because they want to try to find any way,
So
just in case
diminish.
LeBron wins
Exactly.
it. I believe when they had that little sit down in LeBron's crib the other day, I believe something to the effect of this was said. Very similar to what happened with Harden when he went to Brooklyn. We already know Harden. Harden scores all the points in the world, triple doubles. We know who he is by now. He's one of the greatest scorers we've ever seen. Most unguardable player we've ever seen. When he went to Brooklyn, guess what? when he went to Brooklyn, he was primary ball handler, primary decision maker. His numbers differed dramatically. He was scoring 29, but guess what? 15, 16 assists, 8, 9 boards. He was primary ball handler, getting everyone beat. So we already know KD don't need the ball to be effective. The question was between Harden and Kyrie, who's going to play on the ball? And Kyrie looked like it worked, and it was statistically the greatest offense we've ever seen in the history of the game. So the question for the Lakers is now, we know we want LeBron to have the ball in the hand when it matters most in big games. But in the regular season, I think Westbrook's your primary ball handler, primary decision maker through 3.5 quarters. In the crunch of games, LeBron has the ball in his hand. And Westbrook is going to star in that role, man.
I really do.
You talk about he's going to
That's
have
number 3. 12,
18, and 17 games, man. And Melo's going to star in his role as well. You tell me Melo can start his role in Poland, but can't start his role in LA?
And playing with LeBron and Westbrook's only going to elevate, Melo's game. All these snipers they got off the bench.
You
Only
tell
gonna
me
be-
LeBron can sit on the pine for maybe 5 minutes and they don't blow a 15-point lead? Like, come on, man.
That's how the roster's built this year, man.
The roster's built like that. And I believe one of LeBron or Westbrook will be on the court at all times.
Hell yeah.
Too.
Hell yeah.
Well, LeBron's on the
Oh,
floor.
you
You
have
got
to.
Oh,
Yeah, you have to.
and none.
Yeah, none is underrated. Too.
None in a regular season, dude. That dude's not scared of nothing. He can give you 20 every night. Malik Monk was the steal of free
Big
agency.
steal.
No one wants to talk about it.
Very
He's
underrated.
23, 22, something like that.
Don't forget about my boy THT. That's all I'm saying.
Everyone's
That
forgetting
boy's
about
getting
him. He was
buckets.
such a point.
You see the way
Yeah, yeah.
That boy's getting buckets next year, bro. I'm telling you. I love THT. I was gonna be so mad if they let him go in a trade or like in free agency, but I'm happy they brought him back though, man. I think he has a lot of potential, especially.
Taylor Horn Tucker in 3 years, not even, I believe in 2 years, can go to a bad team and average 25 points.
Oh yeah, he could probably do that right now. Who knows?
I mean,
if he went to the Wizards, he could probably.
If you ask me, THT is worlds better than Kyle Kuzma.
Oh yeah, that's not even a comparison. So bad.
So the narrative is what keeps fans engaged, right? The NBA, no one stepped on the floor yet, and we're talking about everything every day. What we think's gonna happen, what we want. But we're already talking about like the biggest narrative, honestly, is if we have the Lakers Nets finals, how much is on the line there? You have the Westbrook Durant aspect of it. You have the LeBron KD. You have the LeBron Kyrie aspect of it. There's so
You're
much on the
missing
line.
one,
in
the
that
Westbrook
line.
the Westbrook alone aspect. If the Lakers don't find a way to make Westbrook a useful, impactful player, not just a triple-double player, they're not winning the championship. And then if the Nets are healthy, see that's the thing, right? If the Nets are healthy and the Lakers don't figure out Westbrook, the Nets are winning.
Well, the healthy argument, we've gotten too far with it because of what we've seen the past 2 years. Health has always been a big deciding factor in who wins the championship. It's just been so
But
evident.
especially with these two teams.
That's what I'm saying. And it's just been so evident the past couple years. Since last year, we had the most injuries we've ever seen. And the bubble, they want to diminish that year. I can argue in 2019, obviously, if KD's not hurt, the Warriors win. And the year before that, like in 2015, like, we could talk about this every year if that guy didn't get hurt. Injuries are a part of the game. It's just when you have mass injuries throughout the whole NBA, it starts to raise eyebrows. We say, damn, where's the legitimacy? So that's what it comes down to. Of course, you need to be healthy to win. The Bucks' starting shooting guard got hurt, and he didn't play against
Giannis
Dante
DiVincenzo.
DiVincenzo. Right? No one remembers that. We didn't talk about that. Chris Paul, as much as you want to call him an actor, he was hurt in the first round against the Lakers. The Clippers, Kawhi Leonard got hurt. Injuries were across the board in the NBA. Everyone was subject to them. So that's what made last year such a weird year. But yeah,
I'm excited for the Heat.
He looking
I am
good.
too.
They made something.
Kyle Lowry's,
Kyle Lowry's
gonna
a
help
star.
that team. The playmaking aspect.
I made fun of Kyle Lowry only because he played for the Toronto Raptors and we had a tough series.
Yeah.
But
I
Kyle
argue.
Lowry's a
I
player.
argue with they're the second best team in the East. I can argue.
100% all day.
I mean,
what you mean?
like
Six,
I said,
what?
I mean, after the Bucks, you really don't you don't have an argument. I mean, Philly, get me out of here with that. I don't know what they're doing with Simmons. They're asking prices like they're trading a prime
Too much,
Michael
bro.
Jordan.
Asking
So I mean, with them, Celtics got worse. They didn't get better. The New York Knicks got Evan Fournier. They re-signed some guys. They brought back D Rose. They brought in Kemba Walker.
Kemba Walker went to what?
New
Next.
York.
New
Dog,
York?
you mean
Who went to the
We made the
Celtics?
playoff. We made a
Nobody.
playoff run with
Oh,
Alfred Payton.
I thought there was rumors that they
And now
got
you give
IT.
me Kemba
I didn't even know they
Walker.
was on the team.
Tough.
I didn't
Second
even know they was on
round.
the team.
We going to the second round.
But listen,
I'm not jacking that we win the chip or nothing, but
Now
we definitely got
Atlanta
better.
is a wild card.
exactly. No. I think Atlanta could easily finish top 4 in that conference.
In a regular season, for sure, they brought back Collins. Training's a year better.
Cam
he has
Reddish.
playoff experience.
DeAndre Hunter's a bit
Cam Reddish.
underrated piece for that
And
team.
DeAndre Hunter was
Ace
hurt
is gonna
last
be
year.
lit now.
Yeah.
Ace is gonna be lit.
We're not talking about Kemba. I don't think he's like the same player he used to be, but I think
No,
he
you
could-
don't
But
have to
he's
think
a-
he's not.
he's
No
definitely
doubt.
not.
he's
They don't
not.
need him to be
He-
like-
he's an upgrade. He's an upgrade from.
60%.
He's an upgrade
He's a
from
big
Alfred
upgrade
Payton.
from Alfred Payton.
Alfred Payton was.
And Evan Fournier, bro.
The Knicks-
My man was going off.
You
just
need
now.
him. You need him to drop buckets, Kemba. That's all you
Yeah,
need.
this team needs scorers, bro.
So-
and that's what we got.
So as
it's
bad
an
as
upgrade.
Kemba was last year, he actually averaged like I think 19 a game last year. So for a team like New York, what is their biggest Achilles heel for that team? They didn't have enough offensive firepower. They were the best defensive team in the NBA, so there wasn't that end. That's what Tibbs does. But offense, who did you have to break down the defenders? You
Yeah,
had
we were relying on D Rose to.
Julius
bring it
Randle.
home.
We got to see what Julius Randle really was, and I'm not gonna shit on the man, but against playoff defense, he couldn't really have
At
anything.
Yeah,
best,
he was missing, bro.
He's
He
not
was
even-
I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't. I
He
mean,
went
Randall's
MIA.
probably a number 3 option.
He's not number two. He's not number two.
He's not even a number two.
Yeah,
He's
he's
number
not
three at best.
I agree.
But now we're not talking about the Knicks winning a championship. We're not being. Well, I'm talking about can they make a playoff run? Can they go to a second round? I believe that's possible. If they're a top 4 seed and they verse a team like, let's say, we didn't even bring up Chicago yet. We have to bring Chicago.
No.
Yeah, they make a
Well, that might change what I was about to say, but Chicago could be a top 4 team in the East.
Easy.
Well,
Every team could be a top 4 team.
Yeah,
in
the East
now,
got better, bro.
Teams-
so every
Nah,
year
Look at the young players, son.
Nah. We don't even know if the Lonzo Ball trade's going through yet because they're investigating.
tampering with Kyle Lowry to
Last-
Miami
oh,
too.
yeah,
Last year,
Oh, you're in
last
trouble.
year the same
Whoa,
thing
are
happened.
you
Last year the
serious?
same thing
That's
happened
bullshit.
with Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich went to
they're
the
gonna be
Bucks.
like, oh, Jimmy
But
Butler
Donovan
went on
Mitchell,
TV
they
and
already
said
announced
Kyle
it. He was
Lowry.
putting the Bucks. They did the
He
jersey
was-
swaps already. And
Exactly.
everything. Boom. He's
That's
headed
it.
to ATL.
Exactly. So you
So,
never know. You never
You have
know.
to be careful with that.
Exactly. Kyle Lowry could probably go back
I mean,
to Toronto and
There's no tampering. Listen, I'm sick of it already. Like,
nah, it's so dumb.
you tell me
It's
these
so
guys are not talking to each other. Of course they are.
So
The
dumb.
fact that they make August 6th is how the hell did the trade go through?
But they also
You
had
might
some
as well
movement with
give
the
David
Lakers
Stern
with
his
those
job
2
back,
young
honestly.
dudes.
What happened?
Wasn't none training with
He said get David Stern back. I see. That's the way.
who's that young guard on the Lakers? One sec.
Taylor Horn Tucker.
Yeah, wasn't he training with him? Kendrick
no.
Nunn?
Don't you dare play him in anything.
Bro,
That's
wasn't
my
he?
future guy.
Okay,
Our
but
future.
that was
Caruso.
tampering too.
Caruso.
That could be.
No, it was
That
KCP,
could-
Montrez, and who else was it? Kuzma.
What the hell's going on?
Kuzma, I didn't even remember Kuzma. part of
With
that.
the first round pick. With the
Kuzma
first
doesn't
round
count. I mean, he's
pick.
like,
Yeah, Kuzma's a fucking
Kuzma's
bird. Shit, get him out of my team.
I mean, I'm
Pack
so
your bags in
happy.
DC, bro.
You know-
Pack your bags.
You know, I hate to segue, but when I heard the Lakers were interested in Danny Green again,
Oh,
no.
I was contemplating. I was like, I'm gonna be a Nets fan, really, because Danny Green, he came to LA, right? And I was like, you know, I can't wait to have a guy 3-and-D. Everyone's telling me he's so nice. I've known Danny Green. I mean, he was giving me fits in the finals.
Oh yeah, he was the greatest shooter ever. in the
So he can't miss a shot. He comes to play with LeBron. I've never seen a guy. He blocked me on Instagram. It's a
Right.
true story.
I met out.
I've
He's like,
never
I gotta
seen
go.
a guy come to a team have most open looks he's ever had in his NBA career, but he misses the shots. And people think this is not everyone's built to play in LA, and for sure not everyone's built to play next to LeBron. So we saw that with Danny Green, and then the playoffs. You thought the regular season was bad. Playoffs, dude. In the bubble, I don't remember him hitting a shot.
No, literally, he did it.
I mean, and of course
I remember him winning one corner three. I remember. So let's give him
Oh,
a
my
corner
fault.
three. The
Sorry,
corner three.
that one might have. No, I might have forgotten that one. But I mean, listen, I'm not even talking about the shot in Game 5. I'm not talking about that shot. Listen, LeBron shouldn't have put him in that situation in the first place. But all that being said, they wanted this dude back after we literally gave him up for OKC, and they just handed us Schroeder last year. I was like, oh my god, I don't want him back.
That was the right play though. Kicking out to Green when you're getting double. When you're driving in, you're getting double team.
No
That
doubt.
was the
about it.
right play.
Right
And people
play,
want
wrong
to slander
dude.
him. People
Right
want to
play, wrong
slander.
dude.
People want to
Yeah,
slander
LeBron getting
LeBron.
slandered for that. is
Yeah, that's
absolutely
he makes the right play every time.
It was the right play. It was just still the wrong
No,
dude.
not even that year.
You seen
Even
that Iman Shumpert clip from DJ Vlad's interview? He was like, yo, LeBron was doing this and that, and then, like, you don't realize it until it's done.
exactly.
You know, his IQ is like.
Bro,
the
listen,
best, arguably.
the play the pass he had to George Hill in Game 1 of the against the Warriors, the
course,
51-point
of course.
performance. That was the right play. But
Of
George
course, it
Hill
was the right play. He passed it to first of all, number one, he's wide open layup. Two,
Wide open.
George Hill is an 85% career free throw shooter.
That night,
Dude.
he was.
But guess what?
he missed free
You're
throw.
in the finals. Your palms are sweaty. Your hands are shaking.
His knees
Oh,
weak.
You know, oh my God.
Mom spaghetti.
I
He's
just
hurt.
his knees. No, so not everyone's built for those moments. Is what I'm saying.
Not
But LeBron has shown us over his career, he doesn't care. If you're on his team and you're open,
You better
and
get ready.
he trusts you
Yeah,
to make the play,
Exactly.
to hit the shot. And there's been times where it's come back to haunt him, and there's been times where it's worked out. But then we call it that the guy saved us. So I don't know what we do with LeBron. All of that being said, if I can ever say one thing about LeBron, which I wish he was a little bit, he's way more selfish down the stretch. I mean, LeBron's all-time clutch. The whole clutch narrative is the most
It's
fraudulent,
so
false
bad,
narrative.
so bad. There's
that
numbers.
ever been
There's
created.
numbers. There's numbers that prove
Numbers
he's more
don't
clutch.
lie. Men lie, women lie. Numbers don't. Okay.
Numbers don't. Exactly.
So the people say they're not clutch. You're total. LeBron's been clutch since the minute he stepped in the league. He's just clutch, and he also says, you know what? Clutch doesn't mean I'm going to have to score the ball.
Exactly. Making the right
Clutch
play.
is a
Yeah,
defensive
but that's
play.
what it was defined as.
Clutch can be
Defined by
many things.
defined by.
So LeBron has always been a guy that says, you know what? I'm going to make the right play. If the right play is me hitting a shot, then I'll do it.
Sure,
Right
defined by
play.
who, but defined for decades.
That's how it's been though, man.
Yeah.
I mean, LeBron has the probably biggest play in basketball history,
History.
and it's a defensive play,
Issue,
right?
for sure.
So, I mean, when we talk about clutch is not one end; it's both. It goes both ways.
LeBron's biggest finals play ever was missing that shot for Ray Allen.
That's the biggest final shot ever. You could argue that. So there's that. We talked about the East.
Don't get Chris started. He'd be like, even he's responsible for the.
If we're being honest, if we want to go there, LeBron told Tyler, listen, no, throw it up to Kyrie. Kyrie hit the shot.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. We never did this with other players in history. We never said, oh my God, look at what Robert Ory did. Or look at what Derek Fisher did for Kobe, or Melo World Peace did for Kobe. Look at what Paxson and look at what Kerr did for Jordan. We never did that. We only do that for LeBron. And we just talked about narrative. That's what it is.
That's a fact.
We never counted finals record before LeBron. It was never the thing. We just said, oh my God, wow. They won championships. That player, those teams won championships. We talked about greatest teams. We never even talked about it like that. But ever since LeBron came around, we count everything against him. Teammates can't do anything. It hurts him.
At the end of the day, it all speaks to his greatness.
Exactly.
Hold on. Let's talk about a former Laker by the name of Lonzo.
I'm getting there. That's what I just said. I was just saying. Lonzo to Chicago. What do we think about it, Brian?
It's big, bro. I mean, the Bulls were in limbo. They were worse than the Knicks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now you get Lonzo, perfect playmaker, defender. Pair him up with Levine. Then DeRozan. What?
Oh,
Like,
wait. Are we forgetting Vucevic here? He was an all-star center.
Everyone is forgetting.
Everyone
him.
is
He came
forgetting
mid-season.
Vucevic.
He came at the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's a good
Lonzo
team.
Ball,
That's a
Zach
good starting
Levine,
lineup.
DeMar DeRozan,
Patrick
Vucevic,
Patrick Williams.
Talk about-
Patrick Williams, and
Talk about
Alex
a center.
Caruso.
Talk about a center that outlasted a new generation.
100%.
Vucevic isn't a guy. Vucevic reminds me, he's not Tim Duncan.
Vucevic is what Andre Drummond wishes he was.
No. Vucevic is a guy who flies under the radar because his game isn't flashy. His game isn't. He gets the job done.
Exactly.
Okay, dude can shoot the ball from the outside. He has a
That's what I'm
mid
trying to say.
He can defend. He can move his feet
Good
laterally.
post game.
He has a post game. There's no flaws in that man's game. No, he's not jumping out the gym. He's not Joel Embiid.
You don't need to.
But dude,
Bring us
we're-
up.
I would love Vucevic on
he's
a team.
solid. He's solid.
You get- And now you bring in DeRozan, guys. Like, I think the Chicago Bulls can truthfully make noise in the second round.
Mhm.
And it might be like, oh, it's premeditated. You know, they never went anywhere. Zach LaVine is reminding me of what we saw Devin Booker do last season. And the same situation, man. They've been on a team for a while. They lost a lot of games. They're good enough, but they're not 100% that guy. They need a little bit of help. And you brought in DeRozan, a guy that's been around for a long time. Lonzo, a guy that doesn't want to shoot the ball. Lonzo on that team, he can be primary playmaker. No, in a team like New Orleans, they were asking him to be like the third scorer, right? Behind Ingram and Zion. That's not fair.
They just want to be blind.
Lonzo's not that dude. Now, Lonzo's offensive game will grow, but for him
It's
to
improved already. Last
It
season
is
he shot
improved.
39%.
and I'll be honest,
Wasn't he like a leading three-point shooter?
At a time he was. At a time during the season he was.
he's
39%.
extremely improved. You gotta
He's
think
shot the most threes this season. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know about that.
That's a
but-
fact.
No, Lonzo.
It's not a fact.
Lonzo was always scared to shoot the ball. Like even last year in New Orleans. But you know, I
So
think
like we're coming in.
Yeah.
I think playing alongside Zach Levine, Patrick Williams, you know, DeMar DeRozan, Vucevic.
No.
Don't forget about Wendell
That
Carter
team's
off the
like,
bench.
man,
They have a lot of depth, bro. The
Did they
Bulls have a lot
resign
of
Larry
depth.
Markin?
No, they're trading him.
That's a
Yeah.
guy who I mean, if they brought him back, that'd be nuts. But
They're trading him.
it doesn't work out there.
Yeah.
It's very similar to what we see.
He should get a good deal though. He's a nice player.
Yeah, he is a good
Yeah,
player.
but
But
the Bulls, bro,
once again,
they
he's
went
been
from being in
injured a
limbo
lot,
to
so
now
they're not
potential
really
second round.
I always
team,
say
like,
in the NBA,
Yeah,
you
they
should
did
be
good,
one
bro.
of two
They did
things.
good.
In the NBA, you usually want to be really good or really bad. When you're a middle of the pack team, that's the worst thing you can
Yeah, facts. Because
Because-
if you're really bad, you can rebuild.
do. If you're really bad, you get lottery picks every year. If you're really good, you're winning championships or contending. If you're in the middle, you don't get picks
You don't get
and
shit.
you don't get no hardware. So what are you doing in the middle?
Oh, for
That's where the
everybody,
Knicks were for a while.
Exactly.
for everybody
For a long
who's
time.
still shitting on Lonzo Ball and thinks the train has already left the station on him, Lonzo Ball's going to be a great point guard by the time his career is over.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just letting you guys know that.
100%.
Lonzo Ball is probably the most underrated point guard in this league in terms of his level. Like
His
he's
playmaking ability.
his
off the charts.
IQ
I'll
His
say
IQ
this
is
about
huge.
Lonzo.
IQ is amazing. He's going to be a Jason Kidd.
If
Just remember that. I'm never wrong.
the reason why we made fun of Lonzo in the first place was because of the hype that he came in the league.
Which was because of his dad.
Because of his father,
Mhm.
right? But if we just talked about Lonzo, like take all the hype away and he's just a basketball player,
He's a good.
he's improved every single year.
Yeah, definitely.
Dude is one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA.
IQ is off the charts.
Dude, he's one of the best
Vision.
passing guards we have in the league. He's gonna go down. I mean, it's not. I don't even argue. He's gonna be one of the best passers we've ever seen.
No, hell yeah. He's like
so
that.
I like Lonzo. The only reason we talk so much is because his father made him out to be the next Magic Johnson. He said Showtime is back.
But I
LeBron
never
wasn't
believe
there.
that. I never believe that.
But his father, listen, as much as you can bad mouth LeVar, I mean, 3 sons are in the NBA. 3 for 3. I mean, Langelo's on the summer league team for Charlotte. So he did his job,
Yeah, no,
right? So that's the thing. Ben Simmons.
Oh.
Hold on. Let me tell you about LaMelo Ball. Certified GOAT.
All right,
Oh yeah.
Ben
That's
Simmons. I am probably the biggest Ben Simmons hater you'll ever find, but I'm all justified, right?
Yeah.
I know you're a Ben Simmons.
I'm a big Ben Simmons guy, but
I know you're
I
a Ben
still,
Simmons
I
guy.
still believe, if he gets traded to the right place, he could change around his career.
I'll
but
tell
we'll
you
see what
why
happens.
I'm a hater on Ben Simmons. Because I've seen a guy that's come in the NBA and he has not gotten better since the day he stepped foot in the league.
That's
You
Brett
could talk-
Brown's fault, to be honest.
What?
Brett Brown's fault.
Well, you ain't there.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying
Not the argument is the coaching
Yeah.
staff. Yeah,
That's fair.
What they did to him.
And Doc came in, but my thing about Ben Simmons, he came to the league. I haven't seen any growth. You talk about, is he probably one of the best defenders in the league? You could argue he's the best defender in the league. Before the team he was on, they needed him to be a scoring threat.
And that's what he
And
was.
summer after summer, I see scrimmage
They go
after
because they didn't play
scrimmage,
that way.
highlight after highlight. I don't care what you do. I see Steven Adams hitting threes in the gym right now. I don't care. Andre Drummond was hitting threes back in the day. I don't care. That doesn't translate to
I don't know
NBA.
though, bro. I don't think they wanted him to be a scoring threat. I don't think he wanted. I think they want Ben Simmons. They needed him, but they didn't play that way. That's the thing.
Because they had no choice. Because the dude
because
came
they
in every
bought-
summer and he
no,
wasn't
because
better.
They bought Tobias Harris to be a scorer, and for Joel Embiid to be a scorer, and for the
That's
3-pointers,
fair. But guess
the
what?
3-point players, the 3
Steph
and D
Curry.
guys.
Do you
to
know
be
why?
shooters.
Do you know why Milwaukee's so good? You know why it worked in Milwaukee? Because the truth is, Giannis still can't really shoot. But what does Giannis do? He still shoots.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons refuses to even shoot the basket.
True.
Okay, about 2 years ago, we were having discussions about we were saying how Simmons, if Philly built around Simmons like they were building around Giannis in Milwaukee, we could see something very similar happen in Philly. The issue is when you have a guy like Embiid, who's the best big man we have in the NBA when he's healthy at the 5, it clogs the lane for a guy like Simmons.
After
They did
five.
go get shooters though. They went to go grab
After
7.
5. That's a good point.
Now,
After 5.
the best big man in the NBA when healthy is
Yeah,
Anthony Davis.
Exactly.
Embiid's the most dominant 5. You could argue that Jokic
Is the
an
most
MVP.
complete
He's the most-
5.
I
You can
think,
talk
I
about all
think,
these things.
like, I think, like, just disregarding injuries, disregarding teams, all that. I think AD and Embiid are fighting for the 2 best big men of all time.
Mhm.
Straight up.
I think 80's the most talented power forward we ever had. I mean, because he plays 4 mostly, right? He doesn't. He plays 5 when he
When
needs
we
to
won the
play 5.
championship last year, we all anointed AD. We wanted to say he's the best power forward ever. That is Tim Duncan right now.
Exactly.
Now, if AD can, the reason why we talk about Tim Duncan the way we do, let's not be mistaken. He was drafted to a franchise like the San Antonio Spurs. He was drafted, and David Robinson, who's one of the greatest big men ever, were his 5-man. He learned everything. Greg Popovich, Tony Parker, monitors him. They had 2 dynasty runs in San Antonio. So we talk about Tim Duncan. Why? Because they won championships, right? A guy like AD was stuck in New Orleans for 7 years, very similar to what we saw with LeBron, even though they built LeBron AD way better. We learned that AD just isn't the number 1.
He is.
But guess what? He's probably the greatest Robin you'll ever find when healthy. So Anthony Davis, in terms of an individual talent and skill, he's better than Tim Duncan. I don't think that's debatable. AD, there's not one thing he can't do on a basketball.
Most talented forward. Like I
Dribble,
said.
shoot,
Yeah, he can do everything.
he can
Defend.
pass, he draws double teams. Like, what are we doing?
And
We know
his
who Tim
defense,
Duncan
too.
is.
Defense.
Tim Duncan right now owns that because he was
He won
able to
championships.
lead a team as the best player on it. And that's why I think we'll always hold AD back from taking that spot. So listen, guys, From Brian, yours truly, Ahmed, Omar, it's been Free Agent Frenzy. We've had a lot of fun. And see that?
We back.
We back.
We back.
We back for goodness.
Hey, get that on me. Get that on me real quick. Get that on me real quick.
Alright, you know that now that Omar's here, I need pictures, bro. My Instagram dry as fuck.
Oh yeah, word, somebody take a picture.
Take a group flick and I also
Yeah.
need individuals.
We
Yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah. No, I want to shout out like Out of Bounds Sports ones.
Now, for real though,
Bounds.
let me say something real quick. I know we had that run that whole year that we was in the beginning, but to everybody that was actually supportive, that like actually showed us love, like especially from our graduating class and people who we knew from school, this and that. Like for real, thank you guys. Like I know people ask me like sometimes like, yo, is this shit ever coming back? Are we doing this again? Did you dip on it or whatever? Like, nah, it's just COVID. Seriously, that's all it is. Like right before COVID, like we was about to get serious. Like I was really like in that groove where I was like, yo, we're about to fuck shit up. But unfortunately,
But you were thankful to be back, though.
yeah,
That's what matters. most.
thankful to be back. That's all it is. We're not gonna, we're gonna be here, but probably not gonna see us as much because of what's going on. So, you just got lives now. They done grown up.
I mean, I got kids on the way and stuff.
Yeah, shit. Last time y'all saw me, I didn't have a
married
beard.
like 3 times.